Morning, folks. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. I do appreciate you tuning in to this gorgeous Thursday morning. My guest here is Phil Wiley. And we're going to talk about all kinds of real estate and all kinds of other things when we get going here in just a few minutes. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 3 in Salem, Channel 100 on fiber in Flora, or Channel 25 if you don't have the fiber yet here in Flora. Also, you can see us online at Big Talk with Bruce Dickey on the Big Talk with Bruce Dickey channel on YouTube. That's probably running right now, and hope you're enjoying that. We do appreciate all you folks tuning in every day. Today is a gorgeous morning, Thursday, May 10th. Should just be a beautiful day. A few things going on around in the area. If you are interested, down in Fairfield, Aperian Care in Fairfield will be presenting a financial and legal informational seminar today. That'll be at 6 o'clock in the sunroom at Aperian Care. Financial advisor Andrew Diesel from Edward Jones in Fairfield and Roger E. White, attorney at law, will be there to answer any questions. If you plan on attending an event, you might want to call Brooke Taylor at 599-0013, or you can check them out online as well, aperiancare.com. What else is going on closer to home here in Flora where I am? It's bingo. The Golden Circle Nutrition Site in Flora. Where's the Golden Circle Nutrition Site? Do you know?
It is right down on the corner of Maple and South Main.
Thank you so much for your assistance.
You're welcome,
He's
sir.
a realtor, so he knows where everything is, don't you?
Yeah, it helps.
Kind of a requirement. That's cool. They're having bingo there today. It'll be at 10:15. Always a lot of fun, and that'll go from 10:15 to about noon. Also today at Heritage Woods here in Flora at 12:30. It'll be Mary Kinley playing the piano. So go hang out with your family at Heritage Woods and watch Mary Kinley playing on the ivories, tickling the ivories. Also, Marion County Retired Teachers Meeting. That's today, and will be at the Elks Lodge in Centralia. It's Marion County Retired Teachers Meeting in Centralia, and they'll have guest speaker Centralia High School Superintendent Chuck Lane. That seems like a gigantic deal. That'll be a lot of fun. Just real swinging time down at the Retired Teachers Meeting. What's on television, you ask? Well, Atlanta. If you watch Atlanta on FX, I know a lot of people do. It's a good show. It's Donald Glover. They are finishing out season 2 of Atlanta tonight, so you might take a look at that. They called it Robin's season. I haven't had a chance to see it, but that'll be a good time. Gotham is on tonight. Now, I was told that Gotham has not yet been reviewed for next year. This will be on Fox at 7 o'clock. Gotham not yet renewed, so if you're a big Gotham fan, you like the Batman stuff, the early days with the Riddler and Penguin and all those folks, make sure you watch that. You might hop online and send a Twitter or something to Fox and tell them you want Gotham to stay on. Also, Arrow is on the CW tonight. RuPaul's Drag Race back tonight on VH1. And of course, the biggest deal tonight on The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon gets married. Who saw that coming? Who knew? Who knew Sheldon would get married? That show's been on for about 10 or 15 years, so if you watch that show, enjoy it. That ought to be a good time. Sheldon gets married to Amy Farrah Fowler. I don't watch the show, but I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Later this evening on on Fox Sports Midwest, channel 630 on the fiber. St. Louis is at San Diego. That's the Cardinals at the Padres. Miles Michaelis on the mound for the Cardinals versus Jordan Lyles for the Padres. But the biggest sports event tonight, it's Game 7 in the NHL, in the NHL West semifinal between the Winnipeg Jets at the Nashville Predators. Nashville, they had guaranteed they were coming back for a Game 7, as PK Subban said, we're coming back, and they beat Winnipeg 4-0 up in Winnipeg earlier this week, and tonight they will finish it out at that game at 7 o'clock on NBC Sports Network, channel 216. All those things going on should be an outstanding time, and I'll be back here to talk with Phil Wiley. We're going to talk about all kinds, a wide variety of topics. Might talk real estate, might talk history, might talk who knows what we're going to talk about. Phil is a font of information, aren't you, Phil?
I try to be.
He tries to be. We'll be right back here on The Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Do please stick around. Back in a sec.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
My name is Rose. Smoking caused my lung cancer. I was on chemo and radiation. They took part of my lung out, and they put this in me to drain the fluid. Every day I prayed that they would remove it. My tip is be careful what you wish for. That chest tube hurt a lot more coming out than it did going in.
Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I ran out of my commercials started early or ended early. Sorry about that.
You didn't sell enough commercials.
I did. I thought I had. I don't know what just happened. That's kind of strange.
Or else maybe we talk too much.
Well, I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I looked up and we were on TV. What happened? That's kind of a messed up deal. All right, that happens. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey. That's Phil Wiley.
I'm Phil Wiley.
That's right. This is Bruce. Thank you so much for coming out. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Phil.
Well, whenever I got the email months ago, I thought,
that was the thing. I started setting up this deal with Phil to talk to him. We started back in October to set up this date. This date was set in stone months ago. Months and months.
And when you said, whatever we do, we cannot change this date. That's
exactly right. It was set in stone. We need you May 8th, and here it is, May 10th.
I know, but the thing is, whenever I received the first email, you had May 10th on there.
That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I think it came out May 10th, 11:12 p.m. And
Phil is involved in all kinds of things. Phil's about as much of he's about as full of beans as me. so we'll see how this goes. They should be. When you do, what do you find? You're a conversationalist. I'm a conversationalist.
You know what? I had to work on that
conversation. Really? That doesn't come naturally to you.
No, it does.
I was going to say, how much did you have to work on that?
Put it this way. Whenever I was little, people would see me coming, and they'd be like, no, here he comes. Look out.
Do they still do that?
I tell you what, I had friends that lived in New York City.
Yeah.
And New York City, they lived in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I went to visit one time, and I walked from Brooklyn to Central Park. And I thought that would be a nice walk for everybody.
How old were you?
I was a little bit younger than what I am now. It was probably 20 years ago. Yeah, I was an adult. It was right about the same time Princess Diana passed away.
Okay, so 20 years ago.
Because whenever I got there and got to the apartment, they said, "Did you hear?" And I'm like, "No, what? Princess Diana passed."
Wow.
And I'm thinking, okay. So But anyway.
Well, now tell me, I want to hear about the walk from Brooklyn to Central Park. That's because that's a 10-mile walk. You walked across the bridge?
Across the bridge. Well, I mean, walked in. I think they were in Carroll Gardens in Brooklyn, and decided that we would take a walk to Central Park because I'd never been to Central Park. And they're like,
you know, they have these things called subways as well as taxis.
But I'm the type of person that likes to walk.
Okay.
And I used to walk a lot. I used to run a lot. And at one time, you can't tell it now, but I used to be in shape.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it.
And everything kind of fell apart.
I did too. It was 30 years ago.
Well, mine was 20 years ago.
What did you see? Was that your first time in New York City?
That was my first time in New York City.
Isn't that a great town?
It is amazing. I've been there several times since then. And it is just amazing. But they would always tell me, don't look at the homeless. Don't stare, because here I am, a guy from the small town, and I'm just looking at the buildings, and kind of the stereotype.
My first trip to New York City was a couple of years earlier than that. I went to go see the Cardinals play the Mets in '94 back in Shea Stadium, old Shea Stadium, and all I could do was match people's eyes as you're walking down the street. I'm trained. I was raised to you make eye contact with people. Make eye contact. Be friendly. You're not supposed to do that in New York City. But that's the thing.
But the thing was, before I left, and I was there for 4 days, some people stopped and wanted to know how to get to the Holland Tunnel.
Okay.
And the people that I was with in New York, they couldn't understand what they were saying.
Well, Holland Tunnel's south. It's that way.
And what really surprised them was whenever I gave them the directions to the Holland Tunnel, and
Were
they're
they
like,
right?
"Hey," yeah, of course they were right. I mean, New York City is either streets or avenues, and
there aren't in Manhattan there aren't that many north-south.
There aren't that many,
and they're numbered.
Yeah, and they're numbered. So I just had to explain to them to go up to 8th Avenue and take a left and go down, and the Holland Tunnel will be on your right.
You're going to find it.
You're going to find it. Go by there, and there's a police station right by it.
If you're on the west side of the island and you keep heading south, you're going to find the Holland Tunnel.
You're going to find the Holland Tunnel, and it's not that hard to get to. So, but by the time the end of the trip came, they were like, You take him today. No, you take him. You go with him today.
How many people did you blow through with doing that?
In case you can't tell, I'm wound a little tight.
What was the first biggest impression of New York City on Phil Wiley?
I thought it would be faster than what it was. They always talk about how fast-paced New York City is. Yeah. And I thought it would be a faster pace because I'm a pretty fast walker.
Yeah.
And I was passing the locals on the sidewalk, and they talk about the city that doesn't sleep. And you know what? 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty well shut down.
Oh, no, that's true. That's true. But you can get a pretty good meal still at midnight or 1 or 2 o'clock. I went to a place had one of the best meals of my life, like at 1 a.m. It was incredible.
You can get a fantastic meal, and if you go to the right places, you can get a fantastic meal for just like a Flora price.
Yeah. That's right.
Maybe
that's
$1
exactly.
or $2
Just
more.
find a right diner.
You find a diner, and this past summer, I went with friends from here in Flora to New York, and once again, go to a diner. Whenever you're there 2 or 3 times, you know the servers, you know the people, they know you.
Yeah.
And really great meal for a great price.
Is that your favorite place to travel to? New York City?
Well, Bruce, I hate to say this, but I haven't been to a lot of places.
Oh, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You been to New Orleans?
I've been to New Orleans.
What do you think about New Orleans? I mean, you've been enough places to have a judgment on something like this. What are your impressions of New Orleans? It's one of my favorite cities.
Whenever I went to New Orleans the first time and I walked onto Bourbon Street,
it's a different world, isn't it?
It is a completely different world. But whenever you get a postcard or a picture, it's not a scratch and sniff.
No.
Because there is a certain smell.
New York City has a smell too.
Yeah, but it's
not as pungent. It's not as pungent as New Orleans.
As New Orleans. And the people in New Orleans are absolutely fantastic. I went down there after Katrina, and
really?
I had it was one of those deals. I'd booked it way ahead of time just to take off for a weekend to go to New Orleans. And I got down there, and before I left, I asked some different friends. They said that there was supposed to be a hurricane coming in.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm thinking, should I go? Should I go? And
this was right before Katrina?
This is right after Katrina.
Right after. Because they got hit by another one shortly thereafter. Yeah.
But it was right after.
It was a Rita or something like that.
And so I get down to New Orleans and get to the airport, and everything looks normal and not really think anything about it. And
then you got in the cab to go to
Well, no, I got to the hotel. And whenever I went to check in, this lady behind the desk says, "Darling, what you doing checking in?" And I said, "I came down for the weekend." She says, "We all's leaving." And I'm like, "What?" She says, "We're closing the hotel Saturday at noon."
That was Rita.
And so I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get out of here?
Yeah.
Plane? No. Train? No. Bus?
You
No.
were the last plane in to a hurricane?
So I have some very good friends, and I called them and I said, "Hey, this is what the situation is. Can you come get me?"
Yeah.
So they got in the car, made the truck down there for 10 hours, got down there late that evening, and we went out and had a nice meal. Went out to a few of the places on Bourbon Street.
That's the thing. Not everybody leaves.
Not everybody leaves. And the locals, the people were telling us about the tragedy of Katrina and what they saw and the terror that they saw, and explained to me, why we're getting out of here, because after we have been through this.
See, we went down there, my wife and I went down there, I want to say like 8 or 10 months after Katrina. And of course, everything in the main part of town has been cleaned up, but the like the Ninth Ward was not cleaned up.
Did you go?
And we didn't go into the Ninth Ward, no, because I just didn't want. Who wants?
I took the tour.
Oh, did you really?
And to go out to see what had happened with Katrina.
Yeah,
and it was amazing.
Mind-blowing,
and you could see how lives had been disrupted.
Yeah.
And we went through the area where Brad Pitt has worked on redeveloping homes that they look like futuristic small homes.
Oh, really?
With solar power and things like that.
Wow, that's a wild. So, where did you eat? Do you remember the restaurant?
There's so many places, and they all have funny names.
Galatoire's,
Cafe d'Arovaliedo, and you're like, but as far as getting good food, the food down there is amazing.
It's astonishing. It's astonishingly good.
And if you're out a little bit late at night, they do have a Crystals at the end of Bourbon Street.
Well, that's speaking of you're talking cities that never sleep. New Orleans, it does go to sleep because, like at 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when the street cleaners come through.
That's when the street cleaners come through.
When the street cleaners come through, it's no time to be out on the streets.
This is true. This is true. But I don't really know about that.
Well, that's good. So, that makes it healthier for you.
But one of the things that amazed me about New Orleans, not only the buildings, the architect, and the culture, but where you walk up steps to go to the Mississippi River.
Oh, yeah. You're underneath the river. You have to go up and over the levee.
Yes, to be able to get to see the river. So I think that's pretty astounding.
Well, it's an engineering marvel that they do it. Now, granted, it failed in 2006, but then hopefully they'll get it straightened out. But it failed again last fall. Whenever they had the heavy rains, they realized the pumps weren't all working.
True,
but. Yeah, it's New Orleans. They work on stuff all the time. I've got Phil Wiley here. We're talking about all kinds of different things. Eventually, we might talk about real estate, Florida.
I think we're going to talk about real estate.
Might talk about the city of Florida. Might talk about all kinds of different things. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey. That's Phil on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 3 in Salem, Channel 100 or 25 here in Florida. We'll be back right after these.
It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my choice.
So many of our county residents have treatment or surgeries done at larger hospitals. What they don't always realize is that they have a choice to select where they can have physical therapy or any number of post-operative treatments and follow-ups. Clay County Hospital is your choice. Talk with your specialist, surgeon, or primary care provider and let them know that you want to stay close to family, friends, and most importantly, home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for two or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
I'm Brian. I was in the military for 18 years. I joined the service so I can serve my country and see the world. But I smoked, and I got heart disease. So a lot of the world I got to see looked like this. My tip is, it's hard to serve your country when you're too weak to put on your uniform.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I am Bruce Dickey. That's Phil Wiley. He's a local realtor.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Bruce Dickey, Phil Wiley, how you doing? Nice to meet you. How you doing? Good to see you. Phil is a local realtor at American Realty.
No, with Wiley Realty Group. It was American Dreams.
I'm sorry. You realize that's still online.
It is?
Yes. Yes, that's why I thought that. Because it still has houses on there.
Well, American Dreams is still there.
Okay.
So American Dreams is still there and it's still online, but I think I'm off of that.
No, you're not.
Well, anyway.
No, you're not.
But we had it was just one of those times where you just say, "Hey, I want to go out and do something on my own." And we had That's kind cool. of a family powwow, and I just decided to go ahead and get my managing broker's license.
And you're working with your son too, right?
Well, I do that. He has we not only have Wiley Realty Group, we also have Wiley Rental Properties and Wiley Investment Properties.
Okay.
So my son Chris kind of takes care of those things.
Yeah.
He takes care of properties that we have in Indiana. I've been doing real estate and buying and selling houses since I was 17 years old.
I was going to say, Phil, you originally from Florida, or where are you from?
From Olney. I was born and raised in Olney, and I started working in Florida whenever I was 15.
Okay.
I started.
That's pretty early to have a job. Was that your first job?
That was not my first job.
Oh, really?
That was not my first job.
You know, there are child labor laws.
There are child labor laws too, but also
were there child labor laws back then?
There were, but let me give you a little bit of history.
Okay, yeah. Tell me.
My mom was sick most of the time whenever I was growing up, and she was in and out of the hospital, and she ended up with Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh boy,
she was in a nursing home, and at that time nobody had told me that Lou Gehrig's was fatal.
Nobody knew how. Well, yeah, it was. They knew it.
And this was
kind of cold. Them not telling you.
Well, this was back in the 70s.
Okay,
and I was just a kid. I would always go with Dad to work, and it was either we have a babysitter, we hire somebody, or else. And my dad was self-employed,
or you're going with him,
or I'm going with him. So that's what we did. So I started out as a busboy.
Okay.
At 11 years old, cleaning tables. Over at Olney, we had a place called the Fountains.
Oh, okay.
Over there. And
where was that?
That is located just north of Pools Bargain Center, or Pools over at Olney. It sits on the west side of the road. It's a funeral home now.
Oh, it is. Okay, I was wondering if it was the Sunshine restaurant or what over there.
Nope, we were out on. Trying to think what route number it is.
At least 250.
No, 130.
130. Okay,
130. But anyway, he.
So you're bussing tables at age 11.
I was bussing tables at age 11 until the cook got sick. And one night the cook got sick, and I got drug into the kitchen. I got drug into the kitchen, but I have to say that I come by this naturally, because my family has always been in the food and beverage business. My dad was an accountant. And
speaking of, by the way, I'll interrupt him right there. We'll get right back to it. Speaking of food and beverage business, you've got something big going on at the Elks Club this Friday night.
I do. We are having a kind of like a fundraiser at the Flora Elks for members and invited guests. If you want to come up and join us, I'm going to be cooking. I'm buying the food and putting out a meal, 16-ounce barbecued boneless pork chop.
Holy moly.
Great big baked potato, green beans, garden salad.
How you cooking them?
Cooking them outside on the grill, and then I'm going to steam them in the oven.
Oh, that's good.
With the barbecue sauce over the top of them.
Oh, dear.
And it's not a dry pork chop. It's a saucy pork chop.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, a lot of people, you don't find a saucy pork chop a lot anymore.
You don't, not anymore.
No, they don't do that. Everybody wants to smoke.
But we're not going to be smoked.
I like that. I like the change, because smoked, when you get the smoked, to me, you'll occasionally get a little bit too much artificial, like liquid.
True.
Smoke. They're using liquid smoke from time to time.
True, but we're going to be having that from 5:30 until 7:30 p.m. Donation of $10. We're asking that you donate $10. If you want to donate extra, feel free to do
Elks,
so.
This Friday night, starting at 5:30 till 7:30, right?
That's correct. We're trying to make some money to get some equipment fixed.
Line up, get in there early, and eat too. They aren't small, but. You wouldn't mind selling somebody 2 pork chops, would you?
I wouldn't mind selling somebody 3 pork chops. You can buy extra and take them home.
You can take them home.
We're going to have to-go boxes, and food will be available to go.
That's exactly right. Okay, I interrupted you. You're 11 years old, and you get called into the kitchen.
I get called into the kitchen. My father met my mother at a place in Effingham called the Green Lantern.
Okay.
And it was between T-Town and Effingham.
Okay.
And that's where they met. They fell in love, and they got married. And that then became me. As I said, my mom was sick, had different health issues all the time whenever I was growing up.
ALS brings them on.
And I had to go to work with Dad.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did of an evening. 4 o'clock, we were at the restaurant, and I was going to work.
You skipped back. I want to hear about being pulled into the kitchen for the first time. What did you learn? What was the first thing you learned how to prepare as a short order cook?
Well, let me tell you, if it floats, it's done. and you may go, boy, what does that mean?
That's for fries.
That's for fries. Not always for mushrooms, though.
No.
Breaded mushrooms, that doesn't always mean that if it floats, it's done. You go ahead and cook it a little bit longer.
How about onion rings?
Onion rings is one of those delicate things because we made homemade onion rings.
Okay.
To where you take them, you dip them in the egg and milk,
really?
and then you roll them in the flour, and then you put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then you take them again and you bring them out, and one more time in the egg and milk, put them in the seasoned flour, and then back in the freezer, and then you would take them and divide them up into individual servings.
How long did you have to freeze them?
Until they were hard.
Is that right? I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know how they did that.
And we would make our own homemade onion rings. And onion rings is one of those things whenever somebody else is making those that you didn't want to burn.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, it screws up the smell. Well, you got to replace the oil. If you want to do it right, you got to replace the oil, and you got to somehow get the smell out of the kitchen, and that's not happening.
So, anyway, that's how I started cooking. Whenever 1975, my dad became the manager of the Elks Club over here in Flora.
And that's when you started coming over here. All right, my question is then, while we're still short order cooking, did you learn how to do the eggs on the griddle, and is that how you did your burgers, on the griddle?
Did the burgers on the griddle.
Didn't do the eggs on the griddle?
The eggs came in a little skillet, same way with hash brown potatoes, to where you could take the skillet and shake them and flip them over.
So you're able to do an over medium versus an over soft versus an over hard versus sunny side up and all that kind of stuff?
Now, I have to tell you, most of the time whenever I cooked, it was either at lunch or of an evening, so we didn't do a lot of eggs. But yes, we could do eggs. I do know how to cook an egg.
To me, that's the sign of a good short order cook. He can make eggs any way you need.
Well, I tried to be a long order cook.
All right. So your dad got the gig at the Elks in 1975. So you started coming over to Flora, and that's kind of what got you migrating to this area.
That's what brought me here to Flora.
Okay.
And the people in Flora were always amazing.
They've been amazing to me and Dodie too.
I consider Flora my home.
Fairfield all my life. Fairfield all my life, and we could not have been greeted more friendly than we have been in Flora. It's just amazing to me.
You know, I'm not a lifelong resident, but it seems like I am because I know everybody, and I've been here so many years. And working at the Elks, I started out there, first of all, as a busboy, and then went into work in the kitchen. And we had talked earlier about the seafood buffet. We used to have a seafood buffet at the Elks on Friday night.
We'll get to the Elks here in a little bit. We'll get back to the Elks. You bring up an interesting question to me. At what point is one accepted as being from a place? For instance, I know people in Wayne County who have lived there for 20 years, 30 years. Oh, he's an Albion boy. You know, he's a Flora person. At what point are you a Flora person in Clay County?
I was a Flora person whenever I got off the bus.
Is that right?
And for those of you that don't know this, I rode the Greyhound bus to Flora to come to work. Cost $1.45. Got picked up at the Beals News Agency over in Olney.
Yeah.
Rode the bus over. We stopped at the Triangle Cafe over in Clay City to see if anybody needed to be picked up there. And I was dropped off at the East End Cafe.
Okay.
To where one of the waitresses would come out and pick me up
by the airport, right? Out by the airport.
Out by the overhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people from moment one, I was just like the kid.
Yeah.
And I have a good personality, I think.
Well, we're not disputing that right now. That's not the subject under debate. We might take that under debate when we come back. That's Phil Wiley. I'm Bruce Dickey. Eventually, we do plan to talk about real estate and all kinds of other things, as well as the city of Flora. He's a commissioner. And just a good thing, there's all kinds of building going on in town, right?
There is.
That Phil's going to talk about. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 3 in Salem, Channel 100 and Channel 25 here in Flora and Louisville, Sisney and Jeff. My name's Bruce. We'll be right back after these words.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for two or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
My name is Brett, and I used to smoke. I quit, but not until I got a serious gum disease. My tip to you is, your smile says a lot about you. What does this say?
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Well, that was the thing. I was going to have him sit on the far chair there, so that like that chair, so that folks could have seen him.
Now, whenever he sits in the car, he'll sit like this with his arm on the armrest.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Phil's dog. What's the dog's name?
The dog's name's Isaiah.
Dog's name Isaiah. I see. I had a spot right down there at the end for Isaiah. You should have brought him. I'm sorry you didn't.
But as I told you, Bruce, he would have been all over the studio. He would have been wanting to see everything, meet everybody. He's very much a people person.
Well, you see, I have it high. I have all my stuff is high enough off the ground. Well, although he might have gotten tangled up in this little mess.
But you have to understand, even though you have things high off the ground, his legs are short.
Yeah.
Even though he's 130 pounds, his legs are short.
Wait a minute. You've got it's an American Bulldog.
American Bulldog.
So it must be he's how tall off the table is he? About that tall?
He's about that tall off the floor.
Off the floor. That's a big American Bulldog.
He is a big American Bulldog.
How's breathing?
He breathes just fine.
Well, see, no, that's what I wonder. The American Bulldogs.
American Bulldogs.
Or is it English Bulldogs
have that.
Okay. All right.
Isaiah loves to travel. He loves people. His favorite places to go is either to the vet, and whenever he goes to the vet, he is just whining to get inside.
Your dog's favorite place to go is the vet?
The first favorite place to go is the vet. Second, whenever we go that direction, is Julian's.
Yeah.
And whenever I first got Isaiah, almost 10 years ago, he broke out in allergies. And we didn't know what it was, so we went to the University of Illinois.
Changed foods?
Well, they said we're going to put him on kangaroo, and I'm like, no, can't we just do a test? And they're like, yeah, we can do a test to find out what he's allergic to. So they call me, and this nice girl calls me and says, Mr. Wiley, want to let you know that your dog is allergic to grass, allergic to dirt, and allergic to dairy products. And I was like, oh, this is going to work out well. So one of Isaiah's favorite treats of an evening was
Julian's double cheeseburger.
No, he went to Julian's and he would get a strawberry ice cream. No,
can't do that.
He would get strawberry ice cream. So we pulled into Julian's to get his ice cream. And Ryan out at Julian's said, "Here for your ice cream." I said, "No, we can't have ice cream." What? Can't have ice cream?
They probably already had the milkshake.
Isaiah's allergic. So he says, well, we're going to make Isaiah a cheeseburger. So we made Isaiah a cheeseburger, and
the cheese has dairy.
Well, that wasn't even the issue. We didn't even think about it. And we put a little bit of ketchup on there, and he toasted the bun nice and warm. And we wrapped it up and took it outside and gave it to Isaiah. And Isaiah learned a new word that day.
Hot. The pen?
Hot.
Hot?
Hot, because here we are at Julian's, and he's thinking he's going to get ice cream.
He never had cooked food,
and he had never had a cheeseburger hot off the grill with cheese. And you
burnt the poor dog's palate.
And he spit that burger out and looked at the two of us like, "What did you try to do to me?"
See, that's kind of it's similar to my story with my Great Danes. We go to. We'll drive. We got a place we'll stay in Wayne City from time to time. We'll drive the dogs past the DQ. They don't mind going past the DQ on the way out of town. They don't realize what's going on the way back, on the way out. It's on the way back into town. Whenever they're on the Delaware side there in Fairfield, you're coming in, you see the opening to the DQ. The dogs' heads just go like that.
Oh, I understand.
Just wait, and we'll zip up there and get them an ice cream cone. Feed the. You have not lived until you fed two Great Danes and a mutt an ice cream cone at the same time in the back of your car.
Oh, I understand. Isaiah's got his own van that he rides in, and whenever I'm in that van, well, we use it for other things and hauling stuff we don't have to worry about the interior of it. But whenever I'm in that van, I have to wear either gray or white, yellow, and dog hair.
Oh,
because I have white dog hair. Now, Bruce, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you have conversations with your dog?
A little, not much.
I do.
They don't have they're not very deep conversations.
Well, we don't do philosophy or anything like that. But I'll be driving down the road with Isaiah, and if he wants the window down, he goes like this.
Really?
To put the window down. And I find myself having conversations with the dog. I know it's bad when your life is that shallow, but
no, that's not. I mean, if the dog, that's not bad. If you got somebody to talk to and the dog is communicating back,
we understand. Whenever it's like it's time to go to bed, then he gets up and he takes off up the stairs and goes to bed. And then whenever I get ready to get in the bed, I'm like, move over, and he moves over to his side of the bed.
I've got a Great Dane that will sit in the middle of the floor and just stare at you for about a minute or two. Just stares at you and then starts talking. Go, rah. And you say, "Yes, Bucky, what can I do for you?" And then he just has a conversation. He goes, rah, 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 rah. And it's just the funnest thing.
Well, you have to try to communicate with him too and say, "I'm not quite sure what you're talking about." And we all know about I think talking to you and Dodie, the same problem of whenever it is bathroom time and you're like, "I've been gone for 6 hours," and you learn
the key. I mean, they don't just bark to go to the bathroom. There's all kinds of signals.
Isaiah goes to the door and scratches, and he wants to let you know. And also the same thing whenever he's hungry, and he's got a metal food bowl on a stand, and he'll go over and rattle the bowl like somebody incarcerated.
Yeah, like a prisoner. He's taking his cup across the wall.
What do I have to do to get? And then my son last year for Christmas got me a lighted sign.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you know what it's like whenever you're busy and you're on the road and you're doing all kinds of things, and you're looking and you're going, "Did I feed the dog? Did I feed the dog?"
You just think, you're worried to death that you
did I feed the dog? Did I not feed the dog? So he got me a sign that lights up that says, "Feed the dog," or "The dog has been fed."
It's a timered sign, or you flip it yourself?
I try to do little things to remind myself.
Just to remember if you have.
Yes. Sometimes Isaiah gets fed twice of the evening.
He doesn't mind.
Well, of the morning, we've got our routine, and he comes downstairs, he goes outside, he eats breakfast, then he goes back outside, then he comes back inside, and then we shut the French doors.
We intended actually to talk about the city of Flora right now and how it's doing. I tell you what we'll do. We're going to talk a little bit about that when we return, as well as maybe a little bit about the Flora Elks and how you folks can help it. I'm talking to Phil Wiley. We're talking about all kinds of different things, and you are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV, Channel 3 in Salem, Channel 100 or Channel 25 here in Flora, Louisville, Jeff, and Sisney. Do stick around. We do appreciate you watching, and we'll see y'all again here in just a minute.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area, with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Come see us at Anthony's Wild West in downtown Flora.
Enjoy salad, pizza, and pasta buffet 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday. Not hungry for pizza? Our menu features a variety of food for every taste.
Our dining room is large and spacious for two or a crowd. Let us help you host a private party in one of our banquet rooms. Visit the Fallout Shelter to have a drink with good friends. Then try your luck at one of our 5 gaming machines. See you soon in the Wild West.
I'm Brian. I was in the military for 18 years. I joined the service so I can serve my country and see the world. But I smoked, and I got heart disease. So a lot of the world I got to see looked like this. My tip is, it's hard to serve your country when you're too weak to put on your uniform.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey. That's Phil Wiley. We're talking about all kinds of different things. Okay, I've somehow missed it for the first 45 minutes of the show. What's going on in downtown Flora?
Downtown Flora, there are a lot of things going on.
You're a city commissioner.
I'm a city commissioner, but I'm also a business owner in downtown Flora. That's where I've got my office at, and that's where I've set up my business.
Wiley Real Estate?
Wiley Realty Group.
Wiley Realty Group.
And It sounds funny with the name. It kind of sounds like an oxymoron because it's just me. It's just me. And I'm doing a DBA, doing business as Wiley Realty Group. Later on, I'm hoping to be able to expand and maybe have more people working underneath
Sure, of course.
me. Yeah. I'm very fortunate to have a good IT person that is in there helping get things lined out, getting the webpage lined out.
Yeah.
I have a nice person inside the office to answer the phone and be able to take messages. But been very blessed to work with a lot of people downtown, independent business owners that are trying to make the city of Flora more beautiful. We're trying to work and
all kinds of things going on down there.
Showing our
for the beautification, aren't there?
We've got new hanging baskets. The city has put up new banners downtown. Flowers have been planted, and it's been a group effort. People are taking pride in their front of their stores, and we want, whenever you drive downtown Flora, we want people to look and notice. And whenever you do see these people that are business owners out on the street, thank them because they put a lot of.
Do you get comments from folks, or do you ask for comments from folks?
You know what? It surprises me the people that have even stopped me and said, "Hey, I love your office. I love the way that it looks at night." And you may go, "Well, why would you say the way something looks at night? That just doesn't sound right." But I have accent lights on the inside of my office to make it look established and professional.
Looks like there's something going on.
I want to show pride in downtown Flora, and that's something that a lot of the businesses are doing, is showing their pride, their support for downtown Flora, and it's really working out well. There's going to be some things happening this summer.
Well, you just finished the whole
resurfacing.
The resurfacing project, right?
We have a really nice road downtown, and they're going to be extending it off down further, down by
towards Julian's, or
out towards Julian's, a place that we both have been to once, maybe twice.
Don't do that when I'm drinking. don't say that kind of stuff when I'm taking a drink.
But it's just an idea. And we're really blessed to have the community that we have. We have jobs in our community, and we have employment opportunities that are available for people.
There's stuff going on, even not just downtown, but the city of Flora is pretty large up to the north too. You got a lot of stuff going on around.
A lot of stuff going on. I remember whenever they started out here where we're at, and Doug Phillips built his building out there on the corner.
Yeah.
And then we got our first big chain restaurant, Pizza Hut.
Really?
And they built a road as far as Pizza Hut. Now the road goes all the way through.
To Louisville.
And some of the downtown businesses were upset because they built a road. They built a road to Pizza Hut. Why did they do that? Well, trying to once again to get a development. I believe this was even before we even got our Walmart.
Really?
Right in the same time.
Before you got the original Walmart.
The original Walmart where Orscheln's is now. And there's a lot of things going on out here in this area, and people are taking the time.
I didn't realize the road didn't go through to 50.
Well, the road, Route 50 went through, but the side street, the access street that we had, that you're on right now.
The Gary Hagen
Drive. And I guess, actually, it wasn't Doug, it was Hagen that built the oil company, and then Doug Phillips bought the building and took it over. So I apologize on that. It was my mistake, and everybody can say he didn't know what he was talking about.
Well, that's the thing. You talk about your realty, man. You gotta know your realty.
Well, sometimes, after so many years, you kind of forget in which order things happen.
How many years have you been in the realty market? How long have you been a realty?
I started, let me tell you, I've started investing in property whenever I was 17 years old.
You bought your first property under.
My dad
you couldn't sign a contract.
My dad had to sign the contract.
Wow.
My dad had to sign the contract and sign the note at the bank for me to be able to buy the house. I owned a house before my dad did.
That's pretty good.
But I've always loved real estate. I've always loved people. And I bought my first house and made some good money off of it.
Okay.
The realtor I bought it off of, a lady that her and her husband originally from Flora, Pat and Katie Hand. Mm-hmm. Katie had sold me my very first property, and she called me one day and said, Phil, would you like to sell that home? I've got somebody that would really like to buy it, and you could make some money off of it. And I went ahead and bought that.
Yes, I would. How quick did that take?
By the time then I was 18 years old, I'm like, yes, this is going to work. Bought my second house, lost everything that I made on the first house. And I've been doing it ever since.
Well, see, though, you learned lessons.
I learned lessons. And that's one thing about being a realtor. I can tell you what to do, and I can tell you from past experiences what doesn't work.
What not to do.
What not to do. And I love real estate. I get intrigued. I used to sit and just try to figure out, in the days whenever I first started out, it was newspaper. Everything was newspaper.
Yeah.
You would see ads for different real estate companies. I would drive by houses, look and see, and try to do comparables in my head. It was.
So have you been an appraiser then as well?
I've never been an appraiser, and just within the last 3 years, I've gotten my realtor's license, my broker's license,
25 years
and my
ago,
managing brokers.
25 years ago, the rules for appraisers were nothing, and then they started really ramping it up.
Whenever I first started, the rules in real estate were all a lot different.
I'll bet.
But as I said, I've learned what to do. I've learned what not to do. I've had property all the way from southern Illinois into Indiana and back here in Florida.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll talk more about the realty the next time you're here, okay? Because I want to hear about how the market has shifted over the past 40 years. Because that's fascinating to me. That's one of the kind of things I like. But I want to make sure folks realize what's going on at the Elks Club this Friday night.
This Friday night, we're going to be having a benefit dinner, 16-ounce barbecued pork chop, jumbo baked potato, green beans, garden salad, and dessert. $10 donation.
And all the money from this is going to
help for equipment repairs.
What do you need? What's new at the club?
Right now, the Elks, the ice machine's broken. The refrigerator behind the bar is broken.
You have an idea. You have maybe a better idea than most how and why you need these new things up there, because you've been working there off and on for 40 years.
I've been around. The kitchen that I'm going to be working in Friday night is a kitchen that I designed
40 years ago.
Well,
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
75. Occasionally you need a little updating, Phil.
Well, it's still a very nice kitchen, and it's a very nice facility, and there's a lot of people that take a lot of pride in our local Elks.
Yeah. What's when are we bringing back the seafood buffet?
I don't think you'll ever see a seafood buffet again. Believe it or not, people come in there and they load their plates up really high.
Yeah, we do, because they had all that good fried shrimp on there. I remember
and
that
boiled shrimp and crab legs.
That might have been the first time I ever had crab legs. Was in 8th grade or so at the Flora Seafood Buffet, and I remember that to this day. My mom and dad taking me and the rest of the family in there.
The Elks is still a beautiful, beautiful facility. A lot of updates were done in the 80s. That's when the new kitchen was designed, and also the bar area.
So folks need to start showing up around 5:30 to
show up earlier than that.
Friday.
Show up earlier than that if you can, and try to set some time out to stay a little bit later after we're done serving.
Well, see, now that makes a lot of sense, because it's the commiseration.
You're going to be there.
It's the commiserating and hanging out at the club that makes a real nice event.
It does. It does.
Where are you getting the steak?
I have got the meat ordered, and I'm going to be cutting it myself off of pork loins.
What is the Phil Wiley special ingredient that you're probably going to be seasoning it with?
It's kind of like my prime rib recipe.
You have a special recipe.
I have a special recipe for prime rib.
Really?
And I have a special recipe for my barbecue sauce.
How do you make your au jus?
It comes whenever you cook the meat.
Well, I understand that.
Trust me.
It's going to come off of there.
And
you're making your own demi-glace.
True, I am. And you want to know the secret to that?
We're running out of time. If you want to tell the secret, you go ahead.
Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Yes, sir.
The secret to both the prime rib?
No, not to the prime rib, but to the pork. Dr. Pepper and brown sugar.
So you'll marinate it?
No. This isn't my sauce. This is just the base.
That sounds pretty good.
Byron McCauley told me years ago, he said, Philip and I called him Uncle Byron.
Yeah.
And he says, secret to everything that you make sure you put plenty of sugar in it.
He's got a point. That's Phil Wiley. I'm Bruce Dickey. That's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Bruce.
We'll talk to y'all again real soon. Have a great day.